Have you ever woken up stiff, your joints achy from just turning over in bed? You're not imagining it. Arthritis affects nearly half of all adults over 65, and those stiff mornings or that sudden twinge when you stand up can be more than just an annoyance. They can shape how you move, how you feel, and even the activities you once loved. But here's something to hold on to. Arthritis doesn't have to define your days or limit your life. Think about Paul, a former avid gardener in his early 70s. He used to spend hours tending his roses and trimming his hedges. But over time, his knuckles became sore and swollen. He noticed his morning cup of tea turning into a reluctant ritual because bending to pick up the kettle hurt too much. Paul began to worry that the vibrant routines he cherished were slipping away. If that sounds familiar, know this: you're not alone, and there are ways to regain comfort and confidence. Arthritis is simply inflammation in your joints, your body's way of signaling that something needs attention. It might flare when the weather changes, or it might nag you more after a long day on your feet. The good news is that understanding what's behind the pain and learning practical strategies can turn things around. From gentle movement to simple at-home adjustments, you can ease stiffness, reduce discomfort, and reclaim many of the things you love. Imagine waking up with less creak in your knees, enjoying your morning stroll without that familiar pang, or returning to hobbies that once felt out of reach. It's possible, and it starts with small, manageable steps. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore how you can support your joints with easy exercises, smart pain management techniques, and lifestyle tweaks that fit smoothly into your day. Before we dive in, take a moment to reflect. What would it feel like to move more freely, without holding back because of joint pain? Let's take a closer look at one of the most powerful tools in your arthritis toolkit: movement. It may sound counterintuitive. Isn't movement supposed to make the pain worse? But the truth is, gentle movement can be one of the most effective ways to alleviate arthritis symptoms and improve your overall quality of life. The key here is understanding the balance between resting your joints and gently challenging them to keep moving. Let's talk about Irene, a longtime friend of mine who's in her late 60s and has been living with arthritis for several years. She used to shy away from any exercise, believing that resting her body would help her joints feel better. But as she sat more, she realized that the stiffness in her knees and hips only got worse. After some encouragement, Irene decided to try a simple daily routine of stretching and walking. At first, she was hesitant. She'd only walk a short distance around the block, and every few minutes, she'd take a rest. But little by little, Irene noticed something surprising. Her knees didn't feel as stiff, and the discomfort that used to plague her was less intense. Slowly, she added more steps to her walk, and over time, her mobility improved. Now, Irene takes a 15-minute walk every morning before her coffee, and she's even joined a beginner yoga class for seniors, where she can stretch and move her body in ways that feel good for her joints. What Irene found, and what research backs up, is that low-impact exercise plays a crucial role in managing arthritis. It strengthens the muscles surrounding your joints, which can reduce stress on them, leading to less pain and more flexibility. It also helps keep the joints lubricated, which is essential for maintaining range of motion and preventing stiffness. Low-impact exercises like walking, swimming, or cycling can be incredibly beneficial. These exercises keep your body moving without putting excessive strain on your joints, which is exactly what people with arthritis need. Swimming, for example, allows you to move freely in the water, offering resistance while reducing the pressure on your knees, hips, and back. Water aerobics classes are a great option for people who want a social way to exercise without worrying about joint pain. It's important to remember that starting slow is key. You don't have to push yourself to run a marathon tomorrow. Start with small, achievable goals, perhaps a short walk after lunch or stretching for 10 minutes in the morning, and gradually build from there. One of the best ways to stay on track is to pair up with a friend or family member for your daily walk, like Irene did. Having a walking buddy can keep you motivated and make it more enjoyable. Reflect on your own daily habits. Could you take a short walk after dinner tonight? Or stretch gently before bed to help release tension? Even if you're just beginning, taking that first step, literally or figuratively, could be the first step toward feeling better tomorrow. Now that we've touched on the importance of movement, let's dive into another key area that can help manage arthritis: nutrition. What you eat can play a crucial role in how your body responds to arthritis, and making the right food choices can help reduce inflammation, promote joint health, and even improve your energy levels. Take Alice, a close friend of mine, who's been living with arthritis for over a decade. In the past, Alice didn't think much about how her food choices impacted her arthritis symptoms. She'd enjoy her favorite comfort foods, like fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and pastries, but found herself feeling more sluggish and achy after meals. She knew she needed a change, but wasn't sure where to start. Alice's turning point came when she visited her doctor for a routine checkup. Her doctor explained how certain foods, especially those high in saturated fats and sugars, could worsen inflammation in her body, leading to more intense joint pain. He recommended she try adopting an anti-inflammatory diet to help manage her symptoms. At first, Alice was skeptical. Could changing her diet really make that much of a difference? But she decided to give it a try, and the results were noticeable within just a few weeks. An anti-inflammatory diet isn't just about cutting out unhealthy foods. It's about adding in foods that can help reduce inflammation and support joint health. Some key foods to focus on include omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats are known for their ability to reduce inflammation. Foods like salmon, flax seeds, and walnuts are rich in omega-3s and can help protect your joints from further damage. Fruits and vegetables. Colorful fruits and vegetables are packed with antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals that help fight inflammation. Leafy greens like spinach and kale, as well as berries, oranges, and tomatoes, are excellent choices. These foods provide essential nutrients that support overall joint health and mobility. Whole grains, brown rice, quinoa, and oats are great sources of fiber, which helps reduce inflammation in the body. Whole grains can also improve digestion, which is important for overall health, especially as we age. Turmeric and ginger. These two spices are well known for their anti-inflammatory properties. You can easily add them to soups, stews, or smoothies. Some studies have even shown that turmeric can help reduce pain and stiffness in people with arthritis. Healthy fats. Olive oil, avocado, and nuts provide healthy fats that are gentle on your joints and can help reduce inflammation. These fats are also essential for maintaining healthy skin and muscles. Alice began incorporating more of these foods into her daily meals and noticed significant improvements in her arthritis symptoms. She also discovered that her energy levels improved, and she wasn't as fatigued after meals. As a bonus, Alice lost a few pounds, which also helped reduce the strain on her knees, one of the joints affected by her arthritis. Of course, every person's body is different, and Alice's experience might not be the same for everyone. However, research consistently shows that an anti-inflammatory diet can be an effective way to manage arthritis symptoms and improve overall well-being. By making these changes to your diet, you may be able to reduce pain, lower inflammation, and feel better both inside and out. Now, let's pause for a moment and reflect on your own eating habits. Have you noticed any foods that seem to make your joints feel worse? Or, on the other hand, are there any meals that leave you feeling energized and ready to take on the day? Could you try adding a few more anti-inflammatory foods to your next meal? Small changes, like swapping out processed snacks for a handful of nuts or adding some leafy greens to your lunch, can make a big difference over time. Navigating arthritis isn't just about how your body moves or what you eat. It's also about how you care for your mind and emotions. Stress, anxiety, and even feelings of frustration can tighten up your muscles and make joint pain feel worse. Finding ways to calm the mind and nurture mental well-being can ease tension in your body, helping you face each day with more resilience. Consider Janet, who always prided herself on her independence. When arthritis started making everyday tasks challenging, opening jars, lifting groceries, Janet found herself growing anxious and low. She noticed her back and shoulders tensing up, which only added to her discomfort. It wasn't until she tried a simple mindfulness practice that things began to shift. Each morning, Janet spent 5 minutes sitting quietly, focusing on her breath and letting go of worries. Over time, she added gentle meditation before bed to clear her mind of the day's aches and stresses. What Janet discovered is backed by research. Mindfulness and stress reduction techniques can lower levels of cortisol, the stress hormone that contributes to inflammation. When cortisol is high, it can worsen arthritis pain. Slowing down to breathe deeply, notice the sensations in your body, or repeat a simple calming mantra sends a signal to your brain that it's okay to relax. This relaxation response can loosen tight muscles, reduce pain, and improve sleep, another critical factor in managing arthritis. Poor sleep can heighten pain sensitivity, so when you rest better, your body has a chance to recover. You don't need expensive classes or fancy equipment to get started. Try this. Sit comfortably in a chair, close your eyes, and take 10 slow, deep breaths, paying attention to the rise and fall of your chest. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to the breath without judgment. Doing this for just a few minutes each day can gradually build mental calm and physical ease. Janet also found that connecting with others helped her mood and pain levels. She joined a local walking group where members shared stories and laughter, reminding her the social support and shared movement lightened her spirit and motivated her to keep going, even on tougher days. Think about your daily stressors and emotional patterns. Could a short mindfulness practice fit into your morning or evening routine? Is there a club, class, or friend you could reach out to for companionship and encouragement? By tending to your mental well-being, you're giving your body a chance to heal, relax, and move more freely. Every moment spent caring for your mind is a step toward a more comfortable, confident life with arthritis. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to manage arthritis pain is by focusing on movement. Now, I know that the thought of exercise when you're dealing with joint pain can feel intimidating. Maybe you picture running a marathon or lifting heavy weights. But the truth is, gentle movement is not just possible, it's often essential for managing arthritis. Regular, low-impact exercise can help improve your flexibility, reduce stiffness, and even strengthen the muscles around your joints, offering much-needed support. Think of Paul, a man in his early 70s, who has lived with arthritis for the last few years. At first, Paul found it difficult to even get out of his favorite chair, let alone think about exercise. His knees and hips ached constantly, and he began to feel discouraged. One day, his doctor recommended a simple routine of gentle stretches and short walks. Reluctantly, Paul gave it a try. His first walk was only a few minutes long, but by the end of the week, he found that he felt a little less stiff and more energetic. The next week, he added a few more minutes, and before he knew it, his walks had turned into regular, enjoyable 30-minute outings. Paul's experience is a reminder that exercise doesn't have to be intense to be effective. Research has shown that even mild forms of movement like walking, swimming, or cycling can significantly help reduce arthritis pain. These exercises are easy on the joints, and they get the blood flowing, which is crucial for nourishing the cartilage and tissues that protect the joints. Plus, regular movement can improve joint mobility and flexibility, which is essential for preventing the pain and stiffness that often come with arthritis. If you're unsure where to start, begin with something that feels accessible and enjoyable. Walking around your home, doing simple stretches, or even chair exercises can all make a big difference. The key is consistency. Small, steady movements will build over time and lead to lasting benefits. For example, a simple 10-minute stretch in the morning or a short walk after lunch can improve joint health, reduce inflammation, and give you more energy throughout the day. These activities don't need to be long or complicated, but they do need to become part of your daily routine. And don't forget to listen to your body. Start slow and gradually increase your activity level as you feel more comfortable. If a certain movement causes pain, try a gentler variation or take a break and try again later. The goal is to move regularly without overstraining yourself. It's about finding that balance, pushing yourself just enough to stay mobile, but not so much that you make the pain worse. Reflecting on your own life, think about how you can incorporate small, manageable movements into your routine. Is there a time of day when you could add a short walk or a few stretches? Or perhaps you could explore a form of exercise that feels particularly gentle on the joints, like swimming or tai chi. The benefits of moving regularly are countless, and even small changes can lead to a significant improvement in how you feel. Remember, it's not about doing more. It's about doing what works for you at your own pace. Over time, these little movements can add up to big changes in your quality of life. Now that we've explored the importance of movement in managing arthritis, let's dive into another key aspect of arthritis care: nutrition. While exercise is crucial, the foods we eat play an equally important role in managing arthritis symptoms. The right diet can reduce inflammation, support joint health, and even provide the nutrients your body needs to repair and protect your joints. Let me introduce you to Alice, a vibrant woman in her late 60s who has been living with arthritis for a few years now. Alice always believed that a healthy diet was important, but she didn't fully realize how much the foods she ate could impact her arthritis. After attending a health seminar, she learned that certain foods could either help reduce inflammation or make it worse. For example, processed foods, sugars, and red meats can trigger inflammation, while fruits, vegetables, and omega-3 rich foods can have the opposite effect, supporting joint health and reducing pain. Alice decided to make some changes to her diet by focusing on anti-inflammatory foods. She started eating more leafy greens, berries, and fatty fish like salmon. She also began drinking green tea, which is known for its antioxidant properties. Over time, she noticed a reduction in the swelling in her joints and a decrease in her pain levels. Her energy also improved, and she felt better able to enjoy her daily activities. The science behind this is compelling. Studies have shown that a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats can help reduce the inflammation associated with arthritis. For example, foods like spinach, kale, and broccoli contain high levels of antioxidants that can protect the body from oxidative stress, which is a major contributor to arthritis pain. Additionally, omega-3 fatty acids found in fish like salmon and mackerel have been shown to reduce joint pain and stiffness. Alice also found that reducing her intake of processed foods and sugary snacks made a noticeable difference. Foods high in sugar and refined carbohydrates can actually contribute to inflammation, making arthritis symptoms worse. By cutting back on these foods, Alice was able to better manage her arthritis and even maintain a healthy weight, which further helped relieve the stress on her joints. If you're wondering where to start, here are a few simple changes you can make to your diet. 1. Incorporate more fruits and vegetables. Aim for a colorful plate. Fruits like cherries, oranges, and blueberries are rich in antioxidants, while vegetables like spinach, carrots, and bell peppers are packed with vitamins and minerals that support joint health. 2. Choose healthy fats. Incorporate more omega-3 fatty acids into your meals by adding fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. If you're not a fan of fish, try flax seeds, chia seeds, or walnuts, which are also rich in omega-3s. 3. Opt for whole grains. Choose whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, and oats over refined grains like white bread or pasta. Whole grains have anti-inflammatory properties and can help manage blood sugar levels, which is beneficial for overall health. 4. Avoid processed foods. Try to limit your intake of processed and sugary foods. Instead, cook more meals at home using fresh ingredients. This will not only help manage arthritis but also improve your overall health. 5. Stay hydrated. Drinking enough water throughout the day helps keep your joints lubricated and can help reduce stiffness and pain. Consider herbal teas or infusing your water with fruits for a flavorful twist. Just like Alice, you too can benefit from making these dietary changes. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet all at once. Start small by adding 1 or 2 anti-inflammatory foods to your meals each week. Over time, these small changes will add up and make a noticeable difference in how you feel. Reflecting on your own diet, consider what changes might be easy to incorporate. Could you add an extra serving of vegetables to your meals? Or perhaps you could start your day with a bowl of oatmeal topped with berries and nuts. The key is to make gradual improvements that are sustainable and fit into your lifestyle. By eating a diet rich in anti-inflammatory foods, you're not only nourishing your body, but also taking steps to support your joint health and manage arthritis pain more effectively. It's about giving your body the right tools to heal, repair, and function at its best. Remember, small changes in your diet can have a big impact on how you feel and how you live your life. Another simple yet powerful strategy for managing arthritis is to create a supportive daily routine, one that balances activity, rest, and connection with loved ones. Robert, a 75-year-old grandfather, found this out when his arthritis pain began to interfere with both his morning coffee ritual and his weekly bridge games with friends. His joints felt stiff enough that even sitting down at the table became a chore. Instead of letting the discomfort keep him isolated, Robert and his wife, Linda, decided to turn their mornings into a shared moment of gentle movement and encouragement. Each day as the sun rose, Robert and Linda spent 10 minutes together at the kitchen table doing simple hand and wrist stretches, movements recommended by his physical therapist to keep his joints limber. They followed with a leisurely walk around the block, enjoying the quiet of the early hour and catching up on each other's plans for the day. These few minutes of focused attention on his joints helped Robert feel more mobile, and the time spent with Linda reminded him he wasn't facing arthritis alone. Research shows that consistent, short bouts of gentle movement can improve joint lubrication and reduce pain over time. And when you pair those movements with social connection, whether it's your spouse, a friend, or even a neighbor, the emotional boost can be just as important. Social engagement releases endorphins, natural painkillers the body produces, which can contribute to a better mood and lower pain perception. To build your own routine, think about small pockets of time you already have each day. Maybe it's while the kettle boils for your morning tea, or right before you sit down for lunch. Choose one or two simple exercises, like ankle circles, wrist bends, or gentle shoulder rolls, and spend a minute or two on each. Then, if you can, invite someone to join you. It could be a spouse, friend, or even a local walking group. The combination of physical movement and social support creates a powerful buffer against arthritis pain. Robert also found it helpful to blend rest into his routine. After the walk, he and Linda sat on their porch for a few minutes, practicing deep breathing and simply enjoying the view. This small pause allowed his muscles to relax, reducing tension that might otherwise flare up later in the day. By weaving together movement, rest, and social connection, Robert regained not just his ability to play bridge comfortably, but also a renewed sense of joy in his daily life. You can tailor this approach to fit your schedule and preferences, whether that means stretching in your favorite chair, joining a gentle yoga class with friends, or simply sharing a quiet moment with someone you care about. Let's now turn our attention to another vital piece of the puzzle: nutrition. What we eat plays a crucial role in how our bodies manage inflammation, and this can be especially important for people dealing with arthritis. I'll introduce you to Janet, a retired school teacher who, in her early 70s, noticed that certain foods seemed to trigger a flare-up in her joints. She had always loved cooking, but arthritis had started to affect her ability to stand for long periods in the kitchen, making her rethink how she approached food. After consulting with her doctor and nutritionist, Janet learned about the powerful anti-inflammatory foods that could help reduce the swelling and stiffness in her joints. She made the decision to shift her diet toward more foods rich in antioxidants, omega-3 fatty acids, and vitamins that support joint health. Janet started incorporating more leafy greens like spinach and kale, berries, and fatty fish like salmon into her meals. all of which are known to fight inflammation. She also added nuts, seeds, and olive oil, all of which are rich in healthy fats that promote joint mobility. It wasn't just about cutting back on the foods that caused irritation, like those high in refined sugars and processed meats. It was about intentionally choosing foods that supported her body's natural healing process. Janet found that adding these nutritious foods didn't just make her feel better physically, it improved her mood too. She felt empowered by the knowledge that she could manage her arthritis with her food choices. Janet's story demonstrates an important concept. We have the power to influence how our bodies respond to arthritis, and our choices don't have to be overwhelming. It's about small, manageable changes. Even swapping one ingredient a week, like adding turmeric to your rice or switching to olive oil instead of butter, can make a difference. So, what could you add to your own diet to start feeling better? You don't have to overhaul everything overnight. Start by making one simple change. Perhaps you could enjoy a delicious salmon dinner a few times a week, or add a handful of walnuts to your morning oatmeal. As you make these small shifts, you'll likely begin to notice how they affect both your energy and your joints. But of course, proper hydration is just as important as what you eat. Staying hydrated helps maintain the fluid balance in your joints, which can also contribute to reducing pain and stiffness. If you find it hard to drink enough water, try keeping a water bottle nearby or infusing your water with a slice of lemon or cucumber for added flavor. As we wrap up Janet's story, I want to leave you with this thought. Every meal is an opportunity to help your body feel better. You don't have to tackle everything at once. Just one meal at a time, one small change, and you can make a significant impact on your well-being. Would you like to reflect on how you could incorporate some of these ideas into your daily routine? As we come to the end of our time together, take a moment to look back on all the ways you can support yourself through arthritis. We've talked about gentle movement, walking, swimming, simple stretches that can ease stiffness and strengthen the muscles around your joints. We've explored how an anti-inflammatory diet rich in leafy greens, berries, fatty fish, and healthy oils can reduce swelling and nourish your body. We've seen how a few minutes of mindfulness or deep breathing each day can calm your mind, lower stress hormones, and help you rest more deeply. And we've discovered the power of weaving small routines, morning stretches over coffee, a short walk with a friend, a shared stretch with a loved one, into your day, so that staying active and connected feels natural and joyful. Remember Paul's first tentative steps around the block, Alice's colorful plates filled with anti-inflammatory foods, Janet's peaceful 5-minute breathing practice, and Robert's sunny porch conversations with Linda. Their stories show that you don't have to make huge leaps. Just a few small, consistent steps go a long way. Now, imagine waking up tomorrow with a little less creak in your knees, or enjoying your afternoon tea without that familiar twinge in your back. Picture yourself tending your garden, playing with your grandchildren, or simply walking around the block with ease. These moments are within reach, and they begin with the choices you make today. Choices as simple as taking that first sip of water in the morning, standing up to stretch between TV shows, or choosing a handful of nuts as a snack. What's one small change you're going to commit to after watching this video? Maybe it's a daily 5-minute stretch, a salmon dinner this week, or a short walk with a neighbor. Whatever it is, write it down, share it with someone, and celebrate each step forward. If you found these ideas helpful, Please subscribe to The Elder Voice for more research-backed, practical tips on living your healthiest, happiest life after 60. Leave a comment below and let us know which strategy you'll try first. Your experience could inspire someone else in our community. Thank you for spending this time caring for your well-being. Remember, arthritis may be a part of your story, but it doesn't have to define you. With a little knowledge, a few small adjustments, and the support of others, you can move more freely, live more fully, and embrace each day with confidence. Here's to your journey toward greater comfort, connection, and joy.